love offering.
That's a good way to start a show. Begging. Help.
Begging? It's not begging. Oh my God, there's the dollar in there. I thought that I spent it. I couldn't find it when I needed it the other day.
Okay.
Holy.
Welcome. Hello, everybody.
If you love what we're doing, offer your support, because I'll tell you what. I'm down to my last dollar. How about you?
No.
Oh,
Not just
well,
yet.
What can I say? Oh, the fun of working on this. Hey, man, our TV screen isn't on in here. Do you guys know that? And,
oh, okay.
Yeah. Can you
So Mercury's retrograde.
Well, is that
Can
why?
you tell?
Yeah.
You know how I started off my morning?
How?
Taking my daughter to school.
Yeah.
And there wasn't any.
Why? Because of all the ice?
I don't know. You know how many times I didn't bring her because I figured school was canceled, and I bring her in for late delay.
Well, you didn't sign up for
there.
that alert on your phone, or?
Well, I did, but they wouldn't let me. But then I whatever. But the point is, I drove to school today. It was raining out. I didn't think twice about checking to see if there was school. Didn't even consider that there was no school.
So you had power this morning.
I don't mind. I love when there's no school. Remember I said that last week? I like to sleep in. That's the point of no school. Once you get up and have your coffee, what's the point? So I get all the way there and I'm driving going, wow, you know, it's really kind of quiet on the road this morning. Isn't that strange? I'm like, do you think there's no school? Why would there be no school? I don't get why there was no school.
Oh,
it was just wet.
Well, where I lived, there was no electric. So I got dressed in the dark. It's not even the shirt that I was going to wear. The shirt that I was going to wear is kind of like fuzzy now. Yeah, couldn't get a shower.
I thought that was Mercury retrograde, you know, and you get lost driving a lot of times because Mercury rules cars.
Here we go again.
So she's shedding.
I know. Okay. Well, it's like this shirt or sweater is hot.
She wore her cat to work.
I did. Well, that's part of who's coming up too.
What? Oh,
who's coming up later?
Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about her in a minute.
Yeah.
So I know you want to talk about the potluck dinner, but I just want to say a few astrological things. There's an eclipse this week on February.
Yeah. Tell them about that.
Because August 6th.
Yeah. Take it away.
Okay.
Tell them about how much exciting.
There is an eclipse in Aquarius. So anybody, if you know anything about astrology, if you have Aquarius in your chart somewhere, we all have it in one little section. But if your birthday is around, I guess around this, let me think, the 10th of August. Wait, Aquarius, February. I'm trying to think of the date that would be exactly on your sun sign. Then it's a huge significant year for those people. And anybody else, rising sign, if you know that, your moon, it's really big. So it's about an unveiling, unmasking a part of yourself that's been hidden. This is what this eclipse is. So whatever area of your chart it's in is what the secret will come out. So if it's your rising sign, something about your personality that you've been hiding. If it's your sun sign, something about your ego, your vitality, or something you need to do to succeed in the world maybe, that you're going to uncover a secret about it, or something you want to do that you didn't realize you wanted to do. It's a big eclipse because it's with the planet Neptune, Mercury, so that's ruling our mind. Neptune unveils things, and Chiron, the healer. So we're going to heal a lot of issues. Or if you have something, maybe you find the answers now to heal it, because Chiron's the healer.
I had taken that I phone
last night.
Yeah, with Kellyanne Beard, Cosmic Switchboard, and that was really cool. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
So what
how
was
she
it?
did it. Oh, it was really good. The same covering what you were talking about.
The eclipses?
And then talking about, how it being so, humanitarian and community and do something for your community.
That's
and
Aquarius.
It's like, oh, wow, yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Most
and
Aquarians don't come in the world
cool.
just to, they like to be with their friends or groups.
Yeah, it was really, really neat. So yeah, you're gonna have to check her out sometime.
Okay.
Because I have the other copies that you can check.
So her name is Kelly Beard. And
Kelly Beard and CosmicSwitchboard.com. You call in. She has so many callers, and then you put it on mute, and then everybody can hear her. Yeah, I mean it was really cool.
I love that. That's how I do a class online. I love this world now.
Yeah.
I could sit in my pajamas on my couch with a blanket doing a class from somebody in Arizona on a webinar, and you watch what they're doing on the screen.
Yeah. that was really, really
Neat.
cool. Yeah, so I thoroughly enjoyed
We're just so
it.
advanced. That's so Aquarian. Isn't it neat?
Well, let me see. Isn't that also part of the downfall of civilization? When we get
Well,
to
there's always
so
the
big.
pluses and negatives until we work things out. That's why we had all these issues with computers, because, you know, all the wonderful things that come out of computers, also we have all that negative stuff that comes out of,
I know.
you know, deceit and corruption
I
and money
know.
being taken,
And
people
that was-
hacking.
That was, oh yeah, hacking and hacking and siphoning gas. It's like, I know I had enough of gas in my car to make it here today. And this morning I'm driving and it's like I had to stop and put more money in. It's like,
Somebody siphoned
somebody
it.
siphoned my little bit of gas I have.
No way.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, if I think it's bad now, how bad is it going to get? And then I found out, you know, those lock and gas caps? Well, I had a gentleman show me that he could use his key on my cap, too. And I was
Mine
like,
doesn't lock. I can't imagine somebody would go through all that to suck gas out.
well,
Don't you have to put your mouth on the thing?
still say that somebody was in my house. I know that somebody's been in my house.
Maybe it's a spirit.
No. It's physical form because they crap in my toilet and don't flush it.
Did you see, what show did I, oh, that's lovely, I know. Well, you know, we get a little out of hand. We're going to lose our guests now. Be polite. No.
Oh, well, sorry. Didn't mean to upset
no.
you with the reality of life.
No,
But
you know
yeah,
what's-
there are some people who are really, really
Wait,
bad. I know.
there was
it's
a
nice.
really interesting show. She's shedding.
I'm
They got a little-
shedding and it's
Can I
flying
talk
all
about
over.
what you just said?
Yeah,
which
please.
is interesting on Oprah this week.
Oh,
No, this girl had this feeling. It was a guy who wrote this book about trusting your instincts and being able to save yourself.
right.
I forgot what the heck of the title was, but did you see it? Anyhow, I guess I'm asking our audience, but anyhow, the neat thing was, he said, and it's true, you always intuitively know something. So if
Yeah.
you think someone's there, they had a
Oh, I
girl
know.
on who had that feeling. She kept saying, just didn't feel right, like somebody had been in my apartment. And she went on for months thinking this. So
Yeah.
finally she set up a camera, left for work, came home. A guy was coming in, putting on her lingerie, and wearing them, like in her apartment. Isn't that weird? She felt so sick.
There's a lot of sick puppies.
I mean,
out
just
there.
came in and hung out and put on her panties and just played
that's
in them.
it.
And,
It's like there's stuff that's moved around, and I mean, the energy will tell you when
but
it's
you
been
know
invaded.
this, so why are you ignoring it? You have to deal with it.
What am I gonna
Put
do?
up the camera, borrow the camera, and see.
Oh, I have a camera.
Well-
I just never know when they're gonna come in.
Well, you
Like what was it? 2 days ago, I come home and unlock the door, and it's like, wait a minute, it's open. You know, so I mean, weird stuff like that. I mean,
Well, this
when
girl
I go
truly
away,
said
yeah.
that and had somebody coming off the street. Never met him before. Never. When she saw the camera, did not have a clue who it was. A stranger off the street. Wasn't even a neighbor or anything.
I live in the country. I live in
I'm
the
a little bit
woods.
country.
Yeah.
And a voice of God question I have: how is
See.
he getting into her apartment?
It's a trailer. I don't know. I really, that's what I haven't figured out
You know
yet.
what? Maybe it's the Goldilocks. Maybe it's just Goldilocks needing a place to sleep.
That makes me feel better.
They're leaving. Are they washing the dishes?
No, like I told you, when I went to Florida over Christmas, I put Clorox in the toilet. Well, when I got home, they flushed, but it didn't all disappear. So I knew that somebody was in there. Plus, my cat, which I had in the house, they were all cool. When I came home, my cat, one of the kittens was out, and it's like, who was in my house?
Okay, this is what you do. This is what this girl did to really know. She put a little T-shirt behind her door as she closed it, so that when she got home from work, if it was moved, she knew somebody had been
Well, I
in there.
have the bells. That's why I was saying, locking it. It's like when you
No,
try
but
to
to
open
see
it.
if it's moved, like put something in the door that falls
Right.
before you get home.
Yeah.
Something on the bottom of the floor. Tuck it in. And
I
then
want to
you
get I want to see what I'm thinking about is getting a guard dog.
She obviously
one that's
likes it because she's not
vicious.
handling any of my recommendations. She doesn't want to fix it. She's just going to complain about it until one day we find her all hacked up.
No, see,
in
I
little pieces.
had done what she did, and I took because I have bells on my doors. Whenever somebody comes in, the bells ring. I like my bells.
But you're not home to hear them.
Right, but I had it in the door and shut the door so that there was a bell in it. So,
And it was gone?
No, the bells. I mean, the bells are still there. There's a bunch of them. But we got to get going. Anyhow, I was listening to Hillary and Obama, and I do see them as pairing up. I really,
Right.
really do. But they were talking about the
I don't know.
health
I don't
care.
think they'll pair up if he's in the lead. They'll pair up if she's in the lead.
Yeah, she likes to be strong.
I
mean,
see it
there
the other way
again,
around.
it's like she does know what the problems are. You know, which is a good thing because there's going to be a whole lot that's going to be revealed lately. Oh man, don't you just love this hair that I didn't even get to wash this morning? Sorry, I can bitch and bitch and bitch. Oh, am I allowed to say that?
Is she
So,
Pisces? Is she whining? No.
I am. But
Is she being
seriously,
a martyr victim? Are you being the victim?
if we're talking about healthcare, okay, then why are we not open to other alternatives rather than just FDA? It's got to be a drug to cure a disease.
It's getting there.
Well, yeah, it's getting there.
Getting there.
I know. I'm gonna shut up because I'm gonna show you what else I got in my mailbox. Tuning into animals. Animal communicator helps pets and their owners solve problems. I am so surprised that they put this in a Transylvania. Well, it's Brevard, but I'm surprised that they put you in the newspaper when they don't even allow psychics to place that in the Transylvania Times.
She must know somebody higher up.
I know, really.
Maybe she's just going in at the right time. You just have bad timing because today
Is that
everywhere
what
I
it is?
shopped, people wanted to give me coupons and discounts. I was in Michael's and she's like, I'm going to give you 40% off of that. I don't have anything. And then another store, I'm going to give you 20% off. Dorothy was like, wow, my daughter was like, you're just walking around getting for no. I'm like,
Dang.
it's true.
I mean, the cents off is one thing,
40%.
but getting the cents to spend is the other.
I couldn't believe. I'm at the register, and you don't have a coupon. I don't know. I never have them. Let me give you a discount. I was so excited.
Well,
anyhow, and I'm sorry. So I'll have to go with you when you try to get into your apartment. So we'll see.
I know my
Anybody's there.
house. Trailer,
So, your house, right. So, anyhow, should we introduce our guest?
I think we
probably-
better,
yeah,
because we
better.
keep on running
We
and
gave
running
you
our
a
mouths.
show last week. You were allowed to complain and whine and get everything out that we needed to discuss.
Yeah,
That was
really,
important.
because I might have to go over here and
So, we're going to
take off my shirt.
maybe you know what, I think our guest, who's an amazing healer too, Healing Touch
would
Practioner.
you mind?
She's going to heal you today. I think we're going to have
Yeah,
to use you.
put over you.
Oh, she's going to just appear. Like a
She's
little-
gonna come in
magical.
here and she's gonna make a Passover and I'm gonna disappear and
Anyhow.
I'm gonna quit complaining. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get a whole new look. Say, come on in, honey. You can just walk on in.
We're going to introduce
You
Denise.
want to come in?
Denise.
However,
I can't even talk and say what your name is. Denise Anthes. She's an RN, certified healing touch practitioner. And come on in.
bring.
She wants you to be.
Yeah.
to
Or you
appear.
can always throw it to me. I mean, if you want to do
So
that.
Denise was the person in the ad, but first we're going to talk about all her healing techniques before we get into animal communicating.
Okay.
She does everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's brilliant, and she's gonna.
Denise, stay.
She's gonna help
Her
you
name
with
is
you.
up, and I got it right. Ooh, yay!
Wow.
Didn't
I
you
have
love
to add that to
how
my
that's
skill
done?
list.
Maybe
What?
that's.
That I can
Magician?
I can just appear. Yeah.
I love that.
Appear out of thin air?
Yes, apparently.
Yeah, I love it too. I like playing with this. Okay.
Even though you're not here, I would suggest why don't you change your locks? That seems like a good first step.
I gotta start taking care of me. That's what the problem is, because I'm trying to put the potluck together and I haven't gotten any volunteers. I haven't gotten any funds raised to do it, so it's going out of my pocket to take care of others, and it's just not working. So I'm getting fed up. Even though it's a humanitarian effort, it's like,
Why don't you ask this person who comes into your house to bring some food and leave some money?
oh yeah.
If you don't want to change the locks,
You know what
that's another
I know what the
option.
problem is. I'm giving you such great tasting food. They keep coming back for more.
Yeah, but they're not eating my food. It's like they're not even doing nothing.
We're not even on.
Cool! I love it. I love it. Oh,
Okay,
I
it's
love it.
Denise's turn. Tell us, who are you? Who are you? Who?
Hey, do we have any pictures too? Don't mind me.
Pictures of what?
Oh, well, we usually have pictures running. I got some animals that.
Well, look what she
behind
said.
us.
The chakra
Up your
one we should have
nose.
brought. She has great pictures about chakras.
Well,
She's going to talk about
I
it.
do a couple different things.
Okay.
I've been a nurse for 30 years, and I'm a certified Healing Touch Practioner, and that's a form of energy work. And
How did you
Healing
get? You
Touch-
switched from being a regular nurse.
well, yeah, actually, the article in the newspaper said I'm no longer
Right, that's
a
what I
nurse,
was
but
wondering.
I am a
yeah.
nurse. I'm currently licensed in more than one state, actually.
Oh, cool.
And
You
and
can't
I
be
practice
licensed and
nursing.
funky weird. Is that the point? The paper's going, well, if we say, then she's
I
no
think
longer.
there are some funky, weird people that are licensed, but they have different kinds of license. Anyway, but North Carolina does a background check, so you can't come here and be too funky
Oh, cool.
if you're a nurse. Yeah, it's
Oh,
very
to
good.
be a nurse, you mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they didn't do one when you moved here?
To see if I was
When
too
you
weird
cross
to
the
move
border.
in. I thought you were allowed. That was the point of coming here.
I came in
You had to be weird to
incognito.
get in.
To Asheville?
I thought you had to be weird to get in. Isn't that what the bumper sticker says?
There's one that
Weird is
says that.
normal. Or normal is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello. I'm weird. I'm normal.
Anyway, with energy work and what you were talking about, you know, that there are a lot of, especially in Asheville, but across the country and across the world, there's a lot of people that use complementary modalities. And there's a lot of research now that shows that those complementary modalities have efficacy, that they work, you know, in pain relief. Healing Touch is what I'm certified in, and the reason that that appealed to me is because spiritually I knew something was working.
Right.
The first time that I consciously did something with energy work was about 25 years ago when I was a staff nurse in neonatal intensive care. And I had this little baby who was on the ventilator because he had respiratory problems. And so we're giving him extra oxygen as part of the support, and he's really mad and screaming. And when they're on the ventilator, the tube goes through their vocal cords, so you couldn't hear him scream, but you could see him, and he was kicking and everything.
Aww.
And so I talked to him like I usually do, and, you know, said, you know, you need to calm down, and may have sung a song to him. I tend to do that. And that didn't work. So I just opened my heart, and I said, you know, dear God, I said, you please help him to calm down. And I don't know why, but I put my hands over his chest. And I could feel something coming from the palms of my hand. And I just
Ooh,
thought,
I get
well,
goosebumps.
that's interesting, you know. And he just calmed down, and all the vital signs on the machine came to normal. He was just calm, and he stayed calm for the rest of the shift. And I just said, well, thank you, you know. And I, for many years, called it the grace of God. I still think it is.
Right.
However, I've been trained in techniques that are particular to Healing Touch. And there are techniques for if someone has problems with their sinuses, or, you know, blocked energy there, or there's some things you can use if someone's having pain to help them. Basically, the least that anyone gets out of it is just nice relaxation. So there's a lot of actual research and study helping with breast cancer, helping with pain relief. There's some studies on babies in the neonatal ICUs, and there's really a lot of research that Healing Touch International has.
So for breast cancer, is it the pain or is it the tumor itself?
More often it's pain. It's very helpful before surgery.
Okay.
A lot of people, if they're getting regular relaxation in one form or another, it helps to enhance their immune system, so you're going to stay healthier. There's a lot of suggestion from some studies, and then there's, you know, even other hardcore data, so it really depends. There's so many different areas that have been studied. So for anyone who's not familiar with energy work, and probably most of your audience is,
Is not or is familiar?
Is.
I think so,
A
right?
lot of it, yeah.
And I think you've had some guests on, I think Joy a couple of weeks ago
Right.
talked about the chakras.
Right.
Well, we work in the chakra system also, and you know that we have our physical bodies, and then outside of our physical bodies, we have our auric bodies, or, you know, we have multiple layers there, and science actually now calls it the bioelectrical or biomagnetic field. So I guess
Had to give it a scientific name.
now it exists.
The vibes.
Well, it exists now because
Right.
it
Right.
has a scientific name, you know, so it's classified. So,
Oh, like a microwave. Ooh, we can't see it, but it's there.
We can microwave our own food, I bet. So
I
go
don't
ahead.
know about that. But so you know that a lot of times if we have issues, either mental or spiritual or other issues, and we don't work through them, then they can come down into our physical body and become physical problems. So Healing Touch is endorsed by the American Holistic Nurses Association. Actually, energy disturbance has been a nursing diagnosis, I think, since 1989, for quite a few years.
Yeah,
There's a
that's
lot
great.
of hospitals that have, like when a patient goes into the OR, they'll have on their assessment sheet what nursing intervention was done for stress reduction and therapeutic touch and healing touch. And some hospitals may have some other modalities, but those are some sheets that, OR sheets that I've seen or worked with. So it's, when I taught nursing school here at AB Tech, it's in the textbooks, and it's not just AB Tech's text.
Oh, great.
Standard nursing school textbooks
Wonderful.
talk about lots of different modalities. So
Okay, now, does healthcare insurance cover what you're talking about?
there are some AARP has a supplemental policy that covers some of it. President Clinton, a while ago, through the National Institute of Health, there were major studies on alternative modalities, complementary modalities, and there are actually some specific billing codes.
Oh, cool.
So there
So
are a lot of
it's
insurances.
It's getting there.
Good.
Yeah. A lot of insurances don't pay,
Right.
but there are those supplemental policies, and there's a code. So if you go to a practitioner, they may be able to write up a bill for you that you could submit. And the more that people submit the billing code, then the insurance companies start to say, oh, this is, they know that there are billions and billions of out-of-pocket monies being spent on
Okay,
on
now
country.
whoever has some money and you want to get some insurance or start up an insurance company for
That would be
alternative, that you're right. I mean,
'Cause I
that's
know
some money making right there.
Acupuncture, I love, but it's so expensive. And it is out of pocket, don't you think?
There's a lot of things.
yeah.
Even chiropractic until just recently was out of pocket.
Right, now,
Right,
yeah.
any kind of, because it's not a drug.
Or physical.
When it's not new and it's not in mainstream, things just take a while.
When there isn't as much money to be made off of, could you also put it in that kind of category?
Well, there are different lobbying organizations that are out there to protect their
Oh, look, we got a kitty in our lap.
their.
I'm always covering some
Oh,
part.
yeah.
He only has one eyeball.
There it is.
I always get,
Top
even
down
when I sit in
yoga.
the middle, I always get something.
Do you want to sit here?
No.
No.
The picture is
Trust me, there will be other ones coming.
because every time wherever I'm sitting, the photo is always coming out of my
Coming
head.
out of-
So
yes.
here I am now on
Yes.
this angle, and I
Yes.
got the kitty cat eye. God, okay. So
Yeah,
I
don't
love it.
mind us. You get you'll get used to us. You just
If
gotta
you're see,
have a
I
big
think
mouth
the
and jump
problem
in.
is no, not the problem. You're impatient. You want it all done yesterday, and
What?
that's good.
Do you know what today is? It is 9 years since I quit drinking. So I figured, well, why not quit
That's a half
smoking
of
on
an
the
eclipse
same
cycle.
day?
That's very interesting.
Yeah, 99. Right.
Very interesting, because it's
Right.
probably on the Aquarius Leo, and your moon's in Leo.
Yep.
I love that.
So-
it really works.
so I
You
quit
just- you took
smoking.
this-
I know we do. We do.
I know, it's just like-
No, not even that. But even when you were saying about in '89, that what happened in '89 when they first came
Nursing
out with the nursing,
diagnosis?
right?
What was not?
So
90.
there was a Saturn-Uranus conjunction, right, together, and now there's the opposition to it. So I think usually at the opposition, it really that's
Comes
like the
out.
seed starts in at the beginning of a cycle for any two planets. Saturn's structure, Uranus breaks it. Different, unique, outside the box. So I think now this year is the opposition to that conjunction. So I bet this is when
It's
it's
gonna be
full
big.
force and it really
Right.
starts to.
Right. Well, this
Manifest.
is. I mean, with the eclipse that's coming on the 6th, it's all about new.
Right, and
So it's going to be a big, powerful.
And
it,
Neptune's
and it was
healing,
going
right.
back to. She had said going back to also November of 2001, and what's coming up in November of 2008. That there's some really important.
Right, and that was well.
You
we
amaze me how you keep
Yeah.
all this information straight and
Well,
you could just pull it
Well,
right
you
out.
have
And
your energy information. We all have
Yeah.
our thing that
Yeah,
we're
right.
passionate about.
Yeah.
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 And once you find it, it's like
That's
you
true.
love your
You
stuff,
can't
and I
get
want to know
enough.
everything about it.
Right.
So go ahead, talk, because I know what I know.
Well,
Yeah,
talking
and we keep blabbing,
talking
so.
about the complementary modalities, because a lot of modalities work really well with traditional medicine.
Explain modalities for the people that don't
Okay,
really
modality
understand it.
is like a technique. Reiki is a modality. Healing touch is a modality. Therapeutic touch. So that's just a term that has been assigned to different kinds of techniques.
New age, natural healing type of, is that what you're talking, or is it encompassing all? A modality, would that be just for the alternative medicine?
It would probably be towards, and actually I used to like to use the word complementary instead of alternative, because like people who come to me for healing touch, they're probably not going to come to me for healing touch instead of having surgery, you know, so I like to bridge the holistic side of healthcare with the traditional side of healthcare. So
Chiron is the bridge that connects things. This eclipse is with Chiron. There's going to be more of this connecting. It's all telling a story.
well, there are a lot of, actually, in USA News, USA Today, back in November, there was a really nice article about healing touch specifically, and it talked about the fact that Scripps University uses it on all their like cardiac graft patients, you know, so bypass surgery patients, they have healing touch beforehand and afterwards, and the patients are healing better. They use less medication, pain medication, so that saves the hospital, and the patient's more comfortable.
Right, but that's where the issue comes in, when they're not using the medicine and the money's not being made, don't
No,
you
but
think?
actually, the quicker someone gets out of the hospital,
It's better for everybody.
it's better for the patient, and the hospital actually has more of a profit that way. You know, because that's just the way
That's
that
good.
things work. So yeah, if the patients can go home and they're really in much better shape when they go home, you know, that's wonderful. And if they don't need as much pain medication before they leave,
Right, that's great.
it's really ideal. And even like Duke and Stanford, there are a lot of you know, very well known hospitals that have some complementary modalities in them, and healing touches in a lot of those places, and it's going to be growing. So.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm all for it.
so am I. It's
Because it's like I
wonderful.
don't have health insurance, and I don't want health insurance because I really don't believe
You're right.
I don't.
And there's a lot of people even who would like to have health insurance
Right.
that
There we
can't
go.
afford it.
There we
So
go.
we know
Right.
there's
No,
so
I
many
pay it
uninsured
on. It's
people.
unbelievable how much,
Right.
just for me. I pay like, you know, $400 a month.
Really? Just for health
a car
insurance? Yeah.
I'm a car payment. It's true.
But there
And I'm
again,
healthy.
yeah.
Imagine if I were like,
Okay, so you
Right.
have that health insurance, and it's $400 a month. Well, what does that buy you?
nothing. I haven't been to the doctor in years, but as soon as I don't have it, you know something will come up.
So
It
you
buys me
put it-
everything if there's a problem.
Right.
Oh, it would cover
Okay.
everything?
Yeah.
Well, there's probably deductible, and
Right.
there might be.
I mean, I do
some
have a lot of,
co-payment
I
and
have really
things
good,
that.
like a
But
lot
it
of
depends
stuff.
on the.
Medications, all
Yeah,
that
and
stuff.
unfortunately, some people think they have a really good plan, and then when something does happen, they
Oh,
find
yeah.
out how
Oh, yeah.
perhaps it's not
Oh
quite
yeah,
as
that's
good
always
as
the
they
fine
thought,
line.
you
It's like a
know,
car
but-
warranty. Oh, everything. Oh, it's pay $100,000 for that, and then you find the one thing that went wrong.
Yeah.
It's like all those things in all the stores. I'm so tired of them. Oh well, we don't cover that scratch. We only cover the ones next to it. I just find that with all those warranties, there's always the fun. Now I'm turning into you. You projected that icky stuff on me. It's not me. It's her. She needs to heal both of us now. Obviously. Go ahead.
Well, one way that I've been in traditional nursing. I've been a nurse manager. I've been a staff nurse. I work labor and delivery, neonatal intensive care, pre-op and post-op. I've been the director of home care and hospice up in Madison County. I've taught nursing. I've been an executive in healthcare. So I didn't just fall off the apple cart.
So
you know.
you've been around the block.
have.
You've been around the hospital, huh?
I have. Yeah, I've
I know the
quite
ins
a-
and outs.
Have they chased you around too?
Not usually.
Has the doctors chased you around?
No, they haven't.
Well, that's cool. Did you hear that and you thought your husband was cheating?
We got
Not
lots.
with me, that's for sure. Anyway,
Don't mind us.
I don't actually. I enjoy it. Your laughter is an excellent, wonderful thing. So.
That we
And
That's
try.
it. We're
create
free
a lot
medicine.
of it,
Free
yeah.
medicine.
That's it.
Well, one of the things that I like to do is I have left traditional nursing because I really stepped into my role as a healing touch practitioner and animal communicator, which we'll get to in a few minutes. But I decided to start to bring wellness to the workplace. So I bring relaxation techniques and healing touch sessions, like 10 to 15-minute sessions, to the office. I work, I'm part of AB Tech's wellness program. I've been there about 2 or 3 years now, and part of the wellness program at the YWCA and other offices and companies around town. So I just come and we set up an appointment, and some of the companies actually pay for all their employees.
That's cool.
To have it.
That's cool.
And even the ones that, might be have a different kind of a budget, those people allow me to come in, and then whoever's interested in having, stress buster, relaxation. We all know, healing touch, sometimes people get a little funny with that word healing.
Right.
But
right.
It's not curing touch, it's healing touch, and there's a lot of wonderful ways for us to heal.
The way that it's worded, it's
Now,
like,
how long?
But
How long
people
are the sessions?
understand relaxation.
right.
And they understand stress. And usually there's too much stress and not enough relaxation. And so you can actually have it at work, the stress, or you could have it at home, or it could be the guy who cuts you off on the way to work, or, we live in the world. So
Or somebody siphons your gas.
yeah, that might be stressful.
I know, because usually I'm like,
Well, the energy's high too. But go ahead. I mean, because I was almost like a Floridian driver today again. Just getting
you were
really,
too?
because Mercury's retrograde, and it's so funny because all of a sudden this is when it all happens. Everybody's slow, everybody's in the wrong lane, everybody's. I just felt it
You
more
have to
today.
take a deep breath. And
I do. My daughter's laughing at me. She goes, "I'm starting to sound like we're back in Florida." I was cracking up, and she gets so annoyed. Mom, one day you're going to be that old, and you're going to, or if it's a young kid, they're probably just learning how to drive because she's looking at everybody.
Sounds like she must look through everything through her third eye.
Oh yeah, it was just that's what. And I have not done this since I moved here, and it was funny today. It felt like that.
yeah.
I'm ruled by Mercury, so it does definitely affect me more.
Like a hook. Like
But it's an
those old-
excuse. I know better.
pulling
I
you
mean, I
this way
do.
and that.
I mean, it was just a couple. I was impatient. So go ahead. It could be because she talked to me nonstop since she got up this morning. Okay.
It's nice and quiet when she's at school.
Oh yeah.
Enjoy that time. Yeah.
I enjoy when she's home too.
Yeah.
She's listening.
Well,
Hi, Dorothy.
well, both times are good.
Oh, yeah.
It's like everything else in life. We just need balance.
She's gonna be a healing touch. I know it. She loves to do this. She like massaged my feet for an hour this morning, and and then she's like, "Okay, let's go out." And I'm thinking, "Wait, you just put me." She's got the music going, the lotions out.
That's great.
Oh, hours.
Wow.
Well, I've taught energy work at UNCA and at AB Tech for the massage class and the nursing classes, and done some teaching at the Y, and also
Now, how
when
old
I
are your
lived in
students,
Florida,
though?
too.
They have to be a certain age.
Well, it depends. Like with the animal communication, as long as they're over 10,
Okay.
that seems like a pretty good age. And I've had a couple of younger students in it, and
Well, you can tell if your child's more mature or not.
Yeah.
Some 10-year-olds aren't.
actually there was a little boy I met here who I offered to his dad. I said, "This is what I do, and if he would like to come and you would like to come, you could be my guest," because it was just really, you could see he could really link up.
that
really
was
closely.
when Bill was here.
Bill Bauer.
Right.
And, yeah.
His
I mean,
name
that
might have been Ian.
I think so.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, he was very-
Yeah. I was keeping an eye on him with my camera.
Yeah,
And
I was
the
at
nice-
home watching.
The nice thing is that a lot of children, I'm hoping that it's our generation that, we kind of had
Yeah.
some of our, our intuition and things
We were
like that kind
suppressed.
of suppressed.
Suppressed,
And
right.
probably, I don't think our parents meant it. That was the kind of the
They
norm for
didn't.
that
No.
generation.
Right.
But we kind of got to come out of the box a little bit, even if we're
Yeah.
doing it in the second half of our lives,
Right.
And
They're
and
just
that-
doing it.
Right, they get to do it when
But there's a
it's
whole
younger.
lot more older souls that are being born today. When you add up all the numbers, you have a lot of master numbers that are being born in this generation.
Well, they obviously came in at a time where we're open to more. So
Right.
they're starting off like we are. I took astrology all the time.
Right. Yeah.
I saw the funniest video, and I wish I knew it, on MySpace. A kid did a video. He was about 18 for each sign of the all the symbols
zodiac sign?
of changing a light bulb. I'm an Aries, changing a light bulb. I'm a Taurus. I have to tell you, I don't like it. I
really?
can't be bothered with stuff. cracked up. I have to find out. It was so funny. I was watching it yesterday. It was hysterical. I mean, how brilliant.
So is it like a video of
It was just
or?
this guy standing there with a light bulb saying, I'm an Aries. I'm going to
He
change
was
the light
acting
bulb.
out
He
each
was
of the-
acting out each and every one. Oh, it was so funny. Really, I'm just saying the kids now are they really are in tune with so much.
They have a lot of genius.
Brilliant.
A lot of genius.
Yeah, I know, they are.
I mean, they're definitely going to.
And we talk to them, what are your dreams? I always do. Like,
Yes.
write down, tell me, what did you dream today? And
Right.
did your mother ever sit there and say?
Not as much, but again, it was the norm.
Right.
You know, I do meet some people a little younger than me who say, "Oh yeah, I was raised this way." I was like, "Oh,
Yeah, I
you're so
have
lucky."
too.
And I see people
Right.
that are in their 20s that know what their path is and they're on it. And
Yes,
I
me
just,
too.
It's
My
wonderful.
niece too is like that
But-
already. But I kind of helped her. I don't think if I
Yeah.
were in her life, she would have
And
found
I think whenever I had 3 children and I raised them, and that's what I was supposed to do back then. And in fact, the Healing Touch had just really started out in the late 70s, and that's when I was having my babies and being a nurse and everything. And when I found it, quite a few years ago, I said, this has been around since I was in college. It's like, oh, what would my life have been like if I had known about it then?
Well,
But I guess
I know you
I'm
weren't
supposed to
meant
know
to
about
then.
it now, and you probably know from whatever
I
my
know, but I think that for me
astrological
too.
path is,
Well, I meet these kids who've been doing astrology since they're 17, and I'm thinking, gosh, why didn't I start then? And I think I was definitely into it then, but nobody ever.
I was into it then, but it was more
I
just
didn't
the
know.
sun sign,
Right.
Not really the whole chart per se.
Or those biorhythm machines. I
And
remember
think
having
there's
this
a lot
machine.
more with the internet and all the other
That was
things.
another big
There's
Right.
so much more information available
That we're-
to
yeah.
us
Yes.
and to them that it's just wonderful.
Yeah.
It really
Big
is.
time.
A friend of mine called me last night. Her son was just diagnosed with, oh my goodness, at QT. Wait, what is it? Wait. Oh, now I'm not going to remember the name. Oh, it's where your heart just stops and you die. Kids like playing sports. All of a sudden, you die.
Kind of like sudden
It has-
death,
yes.
but for older children.
Right, like teenagers. He's
Right,
a
so
teenager.
they-
He felt like a tickling on his heart.
Uh-huh.
But the point is, he's diagnosed with this. Now he has to walk around with a
Angina?
fibrillator.
Uh-huh.
Everywhere he goes
Is
to
it
school.
atrial fib? I mean, I'm
I
not
forgot
sure.
I'm going to think of
Yeah.
it. I'll think of it before the end. Anyhow, the point is, he's already Googled. He's found out everything about it. He's online, like, Mom, this could happen. This. It's so unbelievable,
Yeah.
all the information, but to a point
Is that
of
helping them or is it
extreme,
frightening
right?
them?
It's scary. Right now, it's
Yeah.
scary.
It's
The
all
whole thing
new.
is because his
Yeah.
dad died in the World Trade Center, so now he's walking around like a walking time bomb, thinking I can go to school and not come back. It's sad, but anyhow, the point is, I'm thinking
Maybe
about
that's why
all
he's
this
having the heart
healing.
problems too.
But it's supposedly a genetic thing. No, I know. Well, he
I
was
have
always
certain opinions about that.
okay, right.
Right.
Well, they
But-
just tested all the kids and found out one of she's like 5.
Uh-huh.
One of the littler ones has it too.
See, and I wonder if that's just a commonality in the family and emotional components
Right.
that maybe cause what we call genetic problems.
Well, there
You know.
again, I do believe that outside manifest is illness within, and to look at where it is, it's like, well, how much of the heart broke when their father died, and
yeah.
what type of
Oh.
what is the sign as to did they feel it more and take it
Right.
into
Exactly.
and internalize it.
It's called long, LONGQT, I believe.
Oh,
Any-
that's the EKG pattern.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they have different letters for different points
Okay.
on the EKG. So
I don't know. She
Yeah.
told me last night, but imagine this poor one. Oh, I was just hearing. Oh my goodness!
a
But
lot
I'm
of-
thinking honestly, they all need healing touch,
Right.
And the
Right.
schools just don't want to
Right.
deal with any of it. It's
well,
really
they can't
sad.
touch. I mean,
Right.
schools today cannot touch.
So how long do these sessions take when you go to an office?
the office is usually 10 or 15 minutes. At AB Tech and at the YWCA, I have a massage table that I can use there. In the office, it's just, you're in your chair, and at AB Tech, you can have a half an hour session or hour session, and my private clients, usually are on the massage table. It's different than massage because the energy can go through
Right,
clothing, so,
right.
you have your clothing on.
Right, and you don't
And-
really touch, do you?
Actually, I do. You don't have to touch. You can work out
Right.
in the energy field, but I think it appeals to me because I'm a touchy-feely kind of person.
Right.
And there, quite a few years ago, probably 20 or 30, there were orphanages, and the thought for child raising at that point in time was, don't pick up a crying baby.
Right.
Don't pick up a baby. And babies died
I know.
from not having touch. And so failure to thrive was one of the
Right,
diagnoses that they assigned to that. And the elderly, also die if they don't have enough touch and interaction with humans. That's why pet therapy is wonderful, bringing animals into nursing homes and hospitals. And I think, okay, there's so many of us between babyhood and elderhood, and maybe we're not dying, but how much better could our lives be if we had regular touch?
Right.
I know a lot of people that live alone, and I'm a hugger, so I go and give what I call a heart hug,
Right.
And sometimes people say, "Oh my gosh, I can't remember the last time I was
Got a hug.
touched."
I know, that's so
And
neat.
that's
Well, that's one of
sad.
the biggies, where I go to a 12-step program, and I always say, I go there for the hugs, the hugs, not the drugs, to
Right.
get that, because it's
Right.
so, you get hugs every time you go, and it's like, oh, way cool.
And I came
And
from a
it's-
non-hugging family, so it was always like you weren't used to that. And then I married
Right.
Sicilians, and they hug you, and they hug you, and the grandmother and the mother, everybody's
Yeah.
hugging every second, and it was hard to get used to.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, especially when you're not.
I'm
yeah.
Irish and German and brought up Catholic, and you hugged when everyone got together. Grandma comes in on Sunday after church, and you hug, and then you hug on the way out. And I have a friend who was raised Protestant, and there's
Right.
doesn't necessarily mean, but
That's what my mom.
and not
was,
in a
that's probably
hugging
why.
family.
Right.
And so I
Not a
just at
hugging
one
family.
point I just said, I'm just going to have to desensitize you, and just give a big hug whenever we meet, and then whenever we go. And it was kind of a joke between us, because I said, "Oh, you poor fellow, you just haven't been hugged enough."
So talk about a little, because look at already the time.
Okay, well, because we're all energy beings, and a lot of what I saw in the nursing career was that there's a lot of suffering that happens because people don't know they're connected to universal source. And personally, my mom died when I was 12, and I really felt separated, for many years, and it really took me a lot of work to understand that I'm half of her, So when I breathe, she's
Right,
with me,
right.
and when my heart beats, her blood is pumping through me. And so that we're not disconnected, we're not separate. And so with the energy work, a lot of that comes up. There's a lot of intuitive information that tends to come up in sessions, and the more that you do as a
Right.
practitioner, do energy work and receive energy work, I find that the intuition develops a lot
Right.
more. And
The interesting, this kid that just got diagnosed, he just had his 16th birthday, and he woke up that morning and he said, "Dad came to me last night, and I even smelled him, and he smelled just like he always did." I mean, but he's so in tune, and he's
well,
so
clear
sensitive.
aroma is
And-
one of the senses, and
I mean, I know and I believe, and I'm the one who's
Right.
actually gotten her to even believe in that
Oh,
he's
that's
still
great.
with them.
Yeah.
And that not all your kids would notice it as much as I knew he would from his
Right.
chart, that he would be more sensitive.
and the whole point is it's a comfort to
Right.
people,
Oh, completely.
Yeah, and as I was developing the intuition and working with humans, I realized that animals, we can connect with them the same way. And so basically, it's using one of the telepathy, which is one of the intuitive skills, and you can link up with animals. And that is another way to increase the harmony in the family, because if the animals are doing things because they don't understand the humans, and the humans are doing things because they don't understand the animals, sometimes you need an objective person in there just to say, "What's your story?" Okay, and then you talk to the cat and you say, "What's your story?" This is what she thinks, or one of my clients had a cat named Bogey, and Bogey used to come and sit in her lap every night at 10 o'clock, and she was a busy working person, and she would just shut everything down at 10 o'clock, have a cup of tea, and relax with Bogey. Well, when Bogey passed away, a couple of months later, she got another cat, and this cat was just a wonderful cat named Sophie. Well, Sophie wouldn't come over at 10 o'clock. And Juana really missed that interaction. So she said, "Denise, can you talk to Bogey?"
Tell her I need it.
Who Bogey's in spirit, but it's the same way that,
Yeah,
that
right.
your friend's father
Right,
came to the boy, And so I talked to Bogey, and we asked Bogey to talk to the new cat, and just
Oh, look at
the
you,
new
you're
cat
sensitive.
didn't need it,
Right.
but the human did. And the new cat loved the human, so the new cat was like, "Oh, okay, I can do that." So she said the next night, at 10 o'clock, there was no cat anywhere. She couldn't find it. But
The cat's
about
like,
a
"I'm out of
minute-
here. I'm not hugging this woman."
That's what she figured. And about a minute or two later, she said the cat walked over and jumped in her lap, and let her pet the cat. And then after 5 minutes, it got up and left. And then every night now it comes and it does that, you know, and they want us to be happy. Like we want our children to be happy. And
what if you have a pet you don't want? You don't want a pet.
You have got to go and help her because she has this dog, and I'm telling you, the dog knows and understands what you're saying.
Oh, I know it does. No,
Yeah, and it's a poor thing. I mean, she's
my
just...
kids love. I have 2 Chihuahuas, and one of them I am absolutely. It's my partner in crime. I love everything.
Yes.
She sits with me, plays everything, and the other one I just can't eat. I just can't.
yes, and she says it right in front of
But
the dog.
I know it, and I
the
know
dog
what she's
hears
thinking.
it.
and they do hear us.
Yeah.
Oh, I know it, but I don't. I do everything, but I know she knows that I really am not.
What are you
into it.
thinking, though?
I don't know why.
She doesn't like it.
Why I don't like her. I don't know why. I really don't. And she's and my kids, she's their favorites. I mean, she's been everybody's favorite. They all hate mine. I mean, they don't not
Probably
hate her, but they just
because it was your ex's. Is that part
Well,
of?
no. Maybe no, but I never did. I never connected with this dog. It came from the other bunch.
Well, they have different personalities, just like we do. You know.
No, I know, and
you
she's
can
never
see
been
that.
needy. She's always distant until I got the new one, and now I'm always with. So now she wants to be in my face, and she wants me to pet her, and she wants to sleep with me, and you know.
She should really be alpha because she was the first one there.
No, I agree.
Kinda like
I
the
know what
elder,
I'm doing
yeah.
wrong, and I know I can't stand her. And I bring her in my bed because I do know that I can't be that. I'm not cruel,
Right.
but I really can't stand her.
And she says it right in front of the dog. she
I
says
don't know,
it
but
to
I go
the
like
dog.
This is what I do. So she doesn't know. I go, aren't you the cutest, ugliest, stupidest little doggy? I love, oh, he's so sweet.
But you know what? Animals,
They know deep
in
down.
nature,
Oh, they
in
do.
nature,
You don't
they
have to
read their
say.
energy.
Yeah.
I know she
And they read
knows.
body
Yeah.
language, and even though you're smiling, it's like when you walk into a room and you could feel, oh my gosh, these two people were just fighting,
Yeah.
but they are like, oh hi, how are you? You know,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I know. I have a
You know.
brother like that with his wife. I'm like, oh, please. It's so obvious. Oh,
Well, a lot
we
of
have the
times-
best relationship. But
Oh,
you know
good.
what, though?
Well, we have it on the screen
good.
there how you can get a hold of her because she has you. Talk about what you have coming up too before we run out of
Run out of time.
Please.
There's I'm going to be at Poppy's Market in Brevard
That's tomorrow.
tomorrow, Saturday the 2nd, from 11 to 12, and just kind of explaining about animal communication. And then they've invited me back at the end of the month, February 23rd, to talk about Healing Touch, to just give a little introduction there.
And Poppy's on.
Poppy's is on in main
that
part of
280?
Brevard. Yes,
Two-
to go out past
280?
the airport and keep
Yep.
on driving.
Yep,
yeah.
yep.
Yeah,
The
it's
East
a
End.
wonderful place.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, it's a natural
it's
food
like,
store.
Yeah, it's like Green Life. Or,
Only it's a little bit
yeah.
smaller, but it's really cool. They got a nice little place in
It's
there.
yeah, really nice. And then next Saturday, the 9th, I'll be at Crystal Visions down in Fletcher. That's if you take I-26 to exit 44.
Oh, okay. That's the okay.
Right.
Crystal
All right.
Visions.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful shop and
Right.
bookstore, and they have really nice.
That's where we had met
Right.
at Crystal Visions.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a really good place. I love it. And excuse me. And
You'll be
there.
there.
I'll have an animal communication workshop from 10 until 2. And they're just a lot of fun. We do a lot of experiential, working with partners and communicating with animals. And everyone who leaves the workshop knows that they can do it. It's not me
Right.
telling you, it's you actually finding out for yourself that
So
you
I
can
use
do
my
it.
partner as an animal to connect?
No, you partner up with someone you don't know.
Right.
So that you don't know anything about their animal.
Oh, I
And then
see.
I teach you the tools, what you can, first I tell you kind of why it's possible,
Okay.
and then we just jump in there and we practice. And you'll find out, you'll say, well, the dog told me its favorite thing is a purple sock. I must be crazy because I don't,
Right.
and they'll say, oh yeah, it is a purple sock. So
Oh, I see,
you
right.
get to validate yourself because you don't know that other animal, and the only way you would gather the information for the questions that we ask is because you're really linked up with the animal.
Now, they bring their animals to this? Is that
No, because a lot of venues don't
Okay.
want
Right.
animals, and sometimes
Okay.
it can be distracting because if my dog is walking
Right.
around, I might be thinking,
Right.
oh, what's he doing, instead of
Well, obviously they don't need to be there
concentrating.
in their physical form.
Right. I can just work with a name and gender and breed, and then we work with pictures. So I do some of each. So if people
So I
are
can choose the
coming,
dog I want them to contact. And not the other one.
You can, or you can maybe bring a picture of the dog that
I
is
love-
not your
I love my
favorite,
baby.
the one that's not your favorite, and maybe they can see what that dog thinks about the
I
whole
know what the
situation.
dog. I know. I'm telling you. I read every. I know when she's standoffish. I know when she's annoyed with me. She has the attitude. She's a little queen. I know all of it.
Yeah.
I do.
She just
Yeah.
doesn't like
But
it.
the kids totally love her the best. So I feel like she's getting it from all of them. What she wants it from me. We always want what we can't have. Just like.
What sign is she?
Well, believe me, I was thinking that. I know
Uh-huh.
she's a Cancer. They're both cancers, but I do have her chart. So I've been meaning to go back and see what
yeah,
it
maybe
is.
you should do her chart and see
Yeah.
what
And
her
and what,
issues
a
are.
prenatal?
No, I know what it is,
prenatal
and I
chart.
have
Prenatal
Well,
to
no.
see where. What were you? in
No,
the
I
last
do
life,
know
or
her
past
chart,
life?
and I do know. And I had one. We had two of them back then together. I bought two of them, and
Charts or dogs?
no, two dogs,
Okay.
Chihuahuas, 7 years ago. They were both born together, and one was killed. I mean, he was more attached to me, the male, and she was the female, and she just wasn't. So, but he's not like the one I have now. But anyhow, he died. But anyway, I've always had her. And then last year I got another one for my daughter, and for some reason I'm totally connected with this dog, the new one. But I'm
Right.
just saying. But I've always had this other one. It's just funny. But I don't want to waste our time
It
on
would
it.
be very interesting to
But it is
myself
really.
or someone else in the class to talk to the
dog.
dog that.
Oh,
I
that-
know, but
that
I
you
already
don't
feel
like.
bad enough, and I'm
Well,
like,
you know what? The whole thing is that there's no reason to feel guilty really, because we do things.
I'm not mean
for
to
the
her.
best,
No,
right.
no,
We
no.
do
Do I
things
have to
for the
have her?
best that we can, but we don't
Right.
always understand the animal, and they don't understand us, and that's where the friction comes up. You know.
Well, I think the best thing to handle this, just so you know, is you tell her that I'm just not into her. She's
Let
just
her-
not into you.
Let her read that book. That's
Or
right.
enjoy the love where she can get it. Right.
She's just not right,
Yes.
and she's getting it from everybody else. So I just don't
I'll
understand.
just tell her you're hopeless, and
I'm
she shouldn't
hopeless.
worry about it.
Well, I just feel, thank goodness it's not one of my children. I feel like this about.
Yeah. Then.
I mean, some people truly have a favorite child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't I mean
Yeah.
they do? I know friends that go, "What do you mean you don't have?" I'm like, "Oh my god, I never even imagined that thought, really,
Yeah,
ever."
I
I
don't
know. My
No,
four
people
just-
do.
I know people do, but I don't think that's a great idea.
Oh no.
No, but I'm
I don't-
saying
don't
I
agree
really,
with it either.
really, truly feel this way. I mean, I don't know why. I really don't. I'm a really nice person, and I really take good care of her, but I really can't stand her. It's just, I really can't. Like, I can't.
There's a deep-seated emotional.
She probably let me drown in my
Now,
last
do
lifetime.
you
She
know-
stood over me and went, she wasn't Lassie, like she was Lassie laughing at me. Okay, never mind. But she's got to work on me first. You're not allowed in my workshop.
No, actually, the animals see the pictures that are in our mind. So even if you're smiling sweetly, if you're
Oh
you're
my, so why
picturing-
even bother? I have to change?
Yeah, unfortunately. But it's easy to do.
It is.
Yeah. If you just know, and with a lot of behavioral problems, it's like if you think the cat's
She's a great,
gonna
she's
pee
the
on
better
bed-
one. No, she's good. She never does anything wrong.
I didn't even know you had a cat.
Oh,
no,
and a cat.
no,
I'm
not
saying
cat,
that
the
the ones
dog.
that I don't like, I
She's
like the
better
bad boy.
behaved.
I like the
She doesn't crap on the floor,
Ever.
but her spoilt one.
Oh, my spoiled one's a brat.
Oh
yeah.
boy.
I'm just saying.
In front of
I'd be
her.
resentful if
Yeah.
I was being good, and that happens in human
Well, she
families
gets
too,
treats just like the other one every single time. I would
Yeah,
never
no,
give one and
she's
not
she's
the
a
other.
she's a good dog.
I give what?
You're-
Oh, she's a great dog.
Yeah.
Everyone loves her. Wherever I take her out, everyone
Yeah.
picks her out.
Yeah,
Really,
she's
so
she
fun.
is.
I just, this is really a good. You're gonna have to solve this, and we're gonna tell you how she solved my dilemma.
Really?
Because I don't think it's right that I have to keep. Okay, never
They will
mind.
bring in a hypnotherapist, and they can
Oh
help
my
you.
goodness, I need dog pet therapy.
Yes.
I'm really was impressed that I got attached to the other one because I was like, oh, who needs another thing to take care of? I mean, that was part of it.
Yeah.
You know, having a needy husband for years, and then now, no, really, and now I felt like
and
maybe
some
that was
animals
it.
are much more high maintenance than others,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
people. They're a lot like people.
Oh, I know.
I mean,
Believe
in
me, and
many
that might
ways.
be it. There might be something about it that's, you know, she has to get right here.
Well, that was like the
other one
cat.
does my
I
hair.
I just found a home for my one cat who
Right.
it's going to a retired, you know, had an ad in the paper, you know, good for somebody retired her or who needs a whole lot of love, because that was how this cat was. And you know, I'm laughing at her, but it was like I can relate, because this cat was like, you know, I like you, but you know, you're not my favorite.
She felt like that about her cat.
Right,
too.
right. So it's like, you know, I had 4, you know, I don't need 4, you know, it's like these guys. And so, yeah, it felt good to get her a new home, knowing that, yes,
Where
you're
she's
going to be
really
loved.
and focused and
That's-
and
yeah.
gets all the attention
That's-
she needs.
you got
She's
it.
gonna
That's
she's
a
gonna
really
send
nice
the
solution for both of you.
she's gonna send the puppy police to my house to come pick her up for therapy. Okay, talk about what else. We didn't even show the chakras, but I guess.
But I think Joy had
Yeah, Joy
talked
had
about
done
the
the
chakras, and you
chakras.
said you had shown a picture. I just wasn't sure what you'd have or what you
Right.
wouldn't have available.
So you heal Healing Touch, and where's your business located? Or how can somebody find you if they didn't go to a workshop?
Well, they can call me at 828 275-5949. And I have an address at the P.O. Box 1141 in Weaverville, and that zip is 28787. And I think you had put them on the credits. Thank you
Yeah,
for
yeah,
that.
that's what I was looking to see. Are we soon about ready to roll?
Couple
And
minutes.
We are ready, but the roll-in deck is not working at the moment.
Alrighty then.
You know how every once in a while this deck gets a little twitchy?
yeah,
Now would be one of those times.
Mercury retrograde at work.
yeah. What else is
That's
new?
okay.
Okay.
So we
You
may
can-
not
they can
have closing
focus on
credits
that
today.
one
I apologize
paper
profusely.
if they need to have an address.
Okay. Well, you can tell them. I mean, tell them how to get a hold of you. Wait a minute. We are filming this at URTV in Asheville, North Carolina. You have our contact number that had gone across earlier, but we're gonna give you some more. And I'll go see if I can find some music. It was fun, you guys.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. Thank you.
I will see you later.
I love that disappearing act.
I know, isn't it great?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. It's rolling now, I think.
Yeah, everything looks like it's there.
It's there.
No,
Oh, the music, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm interested in this. Is great. So
Well, you're going to come to the workshop, right?
yeah, I'm going to come to that, but
Yeah.
I'm even for a session at
Okay.
home. Like I want
For
to.
Healing
You
Touch,
even
or-
do classes to teach it, don't you?
I teach intuition. I teach energy work. That's what I've taught at UNCA and
right.
uh,
So
other venues.
I'm gonna-
Yeah, energy medicine. So if people don't really have any knowledge about it, I go over the meridians, the chakras, you know, all the different energetic pathways that different cultures have believed and worked with
Right.
for thousands of years, you know. And then I kind of give a thumbnail sketch of like acupuncture, acupressure, Reiki, and some other modalities, and then actually teach some healing touch. And there's some great healing touch instructors in Hendersonville and Asheville, and
You've been to them,
there's
haven't you?
wonderful practitioners. Well, I've taken classes with them, and I'm actually going to become an instructor in a couple
Oh wow, that's
more months.
great.
That'll be good.
Oh good, that'll be
looking
really good.
forward to it.
Yeah. I want you as my instructor. I don't want somebody else. I do.
You're so sweet.
I'm serious. I don't say that to anybody.
Well, thanks for having me here. I appreciate it. The Invisible Woman and,
Wait,
and
what-
you too.
Voila! Oh, peekaboo! He's still playing peekaboo. It must be that moon in the 5th house. I want to play.
That's it.
And
That's
Leo.
it. I like to look at the fun in life instead of the
they're not
reality,
on
because
anymore.
sometimes
There's
the
a restaurant
reality
on.
sucks.
Is that right?
Hey, yeah, we're done. Cut!